What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showcasing my Mermail, Mono Mermail deck profile. I played in a tournament today, ended up finishing in the top 4. I thought that was pretty good considering how many Evil Storm players there were there today. But yeah, basically I'm just going to get into the deck profile and then I'll go into my rounds and highlight some matches that were pretty significant or funny or interesting. And you guys can let me know what you think about the profile and if you think I should do something differently or if you have any questions as to why I did some or included some stuff the way in quantities or different cards that I included that you may have questions about. You can go ahead and ask me. Yeah, so let's get into the profile. So I played triple Megalo. Absolutely staple at 3. You need to play 3. It's the optimum number. Even though Evil Storms are there, it doesn't matter. You need 3. You always need to have this option in your hand. Yeah, to go off. I played 3 Tias. Now, some people thought this was kind of questionable given the high number of Evil Storm players, but Tias at 3, game 1, if you open up Tias Dragoons, you have the nuts. Basically, you're going to win that game if you can go off to get up a Gaios and be able to protect it or just set some back row. So basically playing Tias at 3, game 1 is necessary. Game 2, game 3, I usually set it 1 out. Played 1 lead for the big body. You need this sometimes just to get over some big monsters, get over Ophions or whatever. And it's also important for the discard effect. I know I got that off a couple of times today and it definitely helped me. And then I played 1 Will Iglesia. This card was absolutely devastating whenever I got it off. But the thing is that it's harder to get off in Mono Mermail than it is in Gen X Online because you have less graveyard manipulation. But I still thought it was good enough to be put into the deck. The only thing is, game 2 and 3 I usually setted it out. Then I played 3 Pike, which is now absolutely a staple. 3 Linde, staple, and then 2 Gund. Yeah, Gun's consistency at 2 is pretty awesome. Can help you get into those rank 7 plays real fast and keep your deck pretty consistent. That's it for the Mermail engine. Then I played 2 Diva. The reason I didn't play 3 is because I thought 3 was too many. Can't go into Catastor if Ophion's on the field. Can't go into Librarian, Gungnir, Black Rose, all those things. So playing 3 is, might just add a dead card into my hands. The only thing I really needed this for is to go into Gachi and stall if I didn't have any out to Ophion. Then I played triple Infantry. Now, the reason I played triple Infantry is because of Ophion. That's pretty much the only reason. Wanted to have this and Pike every single game so I can have an out to Ophion or an out to basically any big problem monster or card for that matter. But yeah, so that's why I played 3. Usually if I'm not playing Evil Storm I would side out 1 game 2 and 3. Then I played 3 Marksman and 3 Dragoons. Dragoons is MVP and Marksman is the staple at 3, and that's basically staple in every Mermail deck. So that's for the monsters, and then I played for the spells, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, 1 Salvage. The reason I played 1 Salvage was because I didn't really care too much about graveyard manipulation. Just wanted to get out my rank 7 Xyz as soon as possible, and also because most Evil Storm players will side in Macrocosmos. So if I play 3 salvages, then I have to side out 2 anyways. Might as well be accustomed to playing with just 1 and used to that kind of play style. So I don't really have to worry too much about macro in that sense. Played 1 Pot of Avarice, and then I played triple MST. That's pretty much staple also. For the traps, played triple Abyss Sphere and 1 Abyss Squall. The reason I only played 1 Abyss Squall is because playing 2 adds a lot of inconsistency to the deck. If you draw an Abyss Squall early game with no Mermail monsters in your grave, it's basically a dead card, and you don't really want to have dead cards in this format because you will get OTK'd, you will get controlled real fast, and you'll lose. So that's why I try to avoid the inconsistency and only play 1. Then I play double Torrential. For the reasons I mentioned before, you want to have an out to their OTK. So if they're trying to swarm you and OTK you, you want to be able to torrential them and stop them. You also want to be able to control the game yourself. Like if you're playing against Evil Storm and they don't have a pandemic and they go Rescue Rabbit and they try to bring out 2 Heliotrope to torrential them, that's it. So that's why I play 2 torrential. Play 1 Mirror Force. Usually, if they see the 1 Mirror Force, they're wary of the second. I learned this from Jamie the Kid 00. So shout out to Jamie the Kid 00. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. He basically went over how having 1 Mirror Force psychologically influences your opponent and their behaviors into thinking that they don't want to make the same mistake, especially if they run into it and it's significant. So that's why I only play 1. And then I play 1 Judgment. Yeah, this is a tech choice. For the extra deck, I play 1 Gotchi. Went into it once. 1 Zen Mains, never went into it. 1 Abyss Trite, went into it with Bahamut Shark. Leviathan, never went into it. Rank 4s, I played Dweller. Won me game 3 in my Mermail mirror match, which I'll talk about. Bahamut Shark, Crucial, went into it a couple of times. Double Gaios, went into this pretty much every game. And then I play the 1 Big Eye, which is pretty much staple. Synchros, I play Armory Arm, Catastor, Librarian, DeLorean, Black Rose, Gungnir. And basically, out of all these, I went into Catastor the most. I didn't really get a chance to go into DeLorean, Black Rose, or Gungnir that much. Catastor was basically MVP of the Synchros. And then I have this 1 Gorse token. So yeah, now let me talk about my matchups. Basically, I played a shitload of Evil Storm players today, which I kind of expected, even though I didn't side so well for them. That's why I'm not showing you my side deck. It's not really complete at all. But yeah, so round 1, I played against Evil Storm. I ended up going 2-1 into game 3, very intense game. Ended up winning. Round 2, I played against Evil Storm again. Ended up 2-0ing the guy. Pretty easy there. Round 3, I played against the Mermail mirror match. Went into game 3, got off Abyss Dweller, led into game 3, and basically sealed the win because he was devastated he couldn't come back from that. Round 4, I played against Infernities. Didn't really know what Infernities did. Found out and didn't really have a problem because both games I think I just OTK'd him. So it wasn't a problem. Round 5 was probably the most interesting. Played against Spellbooks. Guy played game 1 for 30 minutes. Played 25 minutes of it by himself. I only got to play for 5 minutes. He won, ended up grinding it out. Game 2, and he had Judgment too. Game 2, I ended up OTKing him in time, and I won, so we ended up with a draw. Top 8, I played against Gadget. Ended up 2-0ing the Gadget player. I got off a sick torrential. And then top 4, I played against Evil Storm. I lost game 1 because he opened up very control heavy, and game 2 I ended up opening up double MST Dust Tornado, which was added in Mermail Abyss lead, Abyss Fear, Torrential Tribute, and that's just absolutely horrible if you know anything about Mermails. Yeah, but anyways, that's been my deck profile. Be sure to leave a comment, rate, subscribe, ask questions, give feedback, anything, and thanks guys.